Yes, everyone, welcome to the Man United agenda. And it was FA Cup third round. And what did we make of it? Ill-disciplinary, Marcus Rashford, off pace. And don't forget your boy, the McFred partnership in midfield. Welcome to the Man United agenda. Yes, everyone, welcome back. And I've got to say, there was a watch along before the show, and Mr. B is back with us. Talk has jumped off now, and it's the four of us. So, how we feeling? We're with Mr. B on Monday, and we're with the Rebel himself. How we doing after that brilliant performance? I think on Monday, I've got a lot to say about it as well, because it was a 1-0. But before we even go to on Monday, listen, guys, just a quick summarize. You did a watch along. Just give me like a brief little quick summarize of the game before we go into more details, like a 2-minute summarize or a minute summarize.
I'll give you a 5-second summary. It was rubbish.
Okay. Oh, Rebel.
Okay, let's get the positives. He binned the 4-2-2-2. He could clearly see that it wasn't working for his players, and he alluded to that in his conferences and his messages to the ManUnited.com website. So we had a 4-2-3-1, Ole-esque type formation, if you will, with the traditional McEfferys in the centre of the pivot.
Listen, wash your mouth out. Wash it out now. Wash your mouth out.
But I think the most poignant thing I picked up before we go into the Rashfords and all the rest of it was, if you noticed Ollie Watkins, when he was attacking Varane was handling him, but Lindelof could not lay a glove on him. And I want to throw that one up to our defensive coordinator that's sitting above my head. While I think they're the most successful partnership that we had, I think you could clearly see the difference when Watkins was on Varane and when he was on Lindelof.
Defensive coach.
I just look. That's my main point from the game today. Varane was immense. I've written it here. Immense in capital letters for Varane. He was fantastic. I mean, how they can give man a match to McTominay, I don't understand that. You got people just miss out on defensive qualities like this, and he's strolling through the game, eating up everything, standing up, not going to ground, not making any mistakes. I thought Varane was just such a cool head out there. And as Rebel was saying, I mean, Watkins is not easy to deal with. He runs, puts a lot of people under pressure. But Varane just ran with him, stood him up. I remember there was an incident in the first half, stood him up and pinched the ball off him. Just really calm. Did he even make us break a sweat? I'm not sure. But I love Varane, top quality defender.
He's your new favourite player, right?
No, just highlights, but also just highlights today that we missed Harry Maguire with food.
Oh my God.
Coming through. But Harry Maguire, get back soon and get well soon. But overall, regarding the performance, like Rebel was saying, you read my mind. I think I was looking at the shape today. Two wide guys stretching the width of the pitch. And then it's what we do with the wide guys. And I think we're really ineffective in that area there. So there's a lot of issues that we've got still as a club, but I'm just happy we get through and 1-0, even though we didn't control the game and see it out, but 1-0 will do me. That's the third one by Ralph now, isn't it? Norwich, Crystal Palace, and now this result today. So let's go.
Can I just mention one more thing? As we mentioned the defense, I thought Dalot was fantastic.
Oh, come on, man. That was my line. I was going to say how fantastic Dalot was today. And it just showing that Wan-Bissaka is on a lot of pressure for that position right now.
He's under no pressure. His position's gone.
Yeah, it was immense. He was immense again. So
what's funny? Wan-Bissaka suddenly got to warm up. Took off his hat. I don't think he warmed up down the touchline because he would have got hell But then it's suddenly like, you have back on, get back and sit down again.
Yeah.
You know.
Quick one, guys. Just give me a quick
I ask
summary.
this?
Go on. Yeah, go on. I was going to say
Talk
quick
about Donny
summary.
Van der Beek. Donny come in. This is what I'm saying about intelligent players. Donny come in. We were under pressure for the whole second half. We couldn't string 4 or 5 passes together. Donny come on the pitch. They changed the formation slightly. Cavani comes off. Donny comes on. And I think with Cavani's always tracking back. With Donny, he will be behind the play. He had the play ahead of him at all times. His movement, he's not a fast runner, but he's always in the right positions and he's taking up great spaces and he's intelligent with the ball as well. And he really calmed their game down for us. So Donny gets a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that as well. I thought Donny came on and he did make such a massive difference to the game. I'm not understanding. How can Donny not be playing and coming on, doing a little cameo role like that, and basically probably put in so much effort, closing down people, but yet can't get in the team? For me, it baffles me when, don't get me wrong, today it was a combination of Fred with that beautiful cross and come on Monday, man. Give him a little credit. They scored a goal, man. They got it the winner. But for me, it's a case of, it baffles me. He cannot get in that Man United team.
Do you know, Solo, you raise a great point because I'm just looking at my notes and I think barring 2 decent crosses by Bruno that he put out to the left, I think to Rashford, he was pants.
I mean, can I ask the Bruno situation? He has fallen off a fucking cliff. Is it a rest thing now? Is it a... Obviously, he couldn't play in that 4-2-2-2, and it don't look like any of the players could play in it. So, rightly, Ralph binned it, but he's done. He just looks...
No.
I don't know. United just seem to suck the football ability out of players after 2 years.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, just to pick up on that, I'm starting to buy more and more into the whole Ronaldo and Bruno thing and their inability to play together. And I think we're seeing the effects of this now because, again, I'm going to go back to the international competition that happened last summer. Ronaldo and Bruno could not function together during that Euros.
He was sub, wasn't he? He was sub for most of it. Bruno as well, wasn't he? He couldn't play. And then every time he came on, he was just rolling around on the floor every time he got touch.
Guys, this is what I don't like. Sometimes we as Man United fans, we get drawn into sort of like the media hype or rival fans hype. Gerrard and Lampard can't play together, or Gerrard and Lampard and Scholes can't play together. Bruno Ronaldo can't play together. Why? Because the numbers have gone down. They throw out a stat. He scored 1 in 20 or something like that. I don't believe that. I'm watching the game, doing eye test. Bruno had a good game. I want to see quality players on the pitch. And when I'm seeing McTominay struggling to get the ball out, when I see McTominay and Fred, I thought Bruno had a good game.
He had about two passes, which was quality.
Well, guys, I don't think you guys have seen like the whole game on the whole and what he does, what he gives to us. He can get it, slow it down, keep possession. Unlike McTominay and Fred, he can get out his feet and pass the ball.
McTominay and Fred were better than Bruno today. McTominay and Fred were better than Bruno today.
Can you evidence that? Evidence why? Because I've got notes here that suggest it wasn't.
Tell me what Bruno did in the game today, please.
Answer a question with a question. You can't answer a question with a question. I'm asking evidence why.
Bruno ran around.
Can you evidence why?
I watched the game. I know we both watched the same game.
Yeah.
My opinion of it is that Bruno just ran around the whole game. He just ran, didn't do nothing. He had 2 good crosses in the whole time he was on. Yeah, you have Fred and McTominay. I cuss Fred and McTominay all the time. Every week I will. But today, I feel they were both better than Bruno. Fred had an assist for McTominay to score in from a number 10 position. I mean, I'm not being funny. Right now, I don't see Bruno shouldn't be holding down a space in this team. I'll be honest.
That's your observation. This is what is great about football. We can see the game totally different. I put Fred first touch poor. These are my notes. First touch
but
poor.
wait, I'm Monday. Go on. What I'm going to say about Fred, I know I'm always having Fred's in defense here. I know you're going to say, but Fred had a better game than Bruno Fernandes today.
Yes, but that's got nothing to do.
Game.
No. I
can tell you. I can tell you the difference.
Let me give my evidence.
Yeah,
go on. Let me give my case why I think Fred and McTominay and why I think Bruno played much better than him. He's a better player. And the reason, and I'm shocked that we're actually endorsing these guys. Fred, poor touch, poor first touch, hard to get out his feet, getting munched all the time. These are my notes. I can show you, but it's a bit too small. Getting munched all the time, no awareness, can't get the ball out of his feet. McTominay, early in the first half, he played 2, and then it was 3 pinged crossfield passes that went to feet, and I'm like, wow, well done, you know. But then getting it out of his feet, he can only go one way. If it's not on his right foot, he won't risk playing the left foot pass. It's percentage wise. He drives with the ball towards. I keep saying it. If like you're 50 yards away, he will try and narrow that gap to make that pass easier for him, and then get it on his right foot so it gets to feet. He hasn't got that ability. This is a natural footballer. You should be able to have that balance on both feet to play it out your feet, especially as a midfield player. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the issue with him. And a couple of poor short. So the 3 long range crossfield passes, I thought that was good because you're playing wide. Midfielders should get out your feet and hit the guys who are on the touchline, which were our 2 wingers today, who were really poor, by the way. And then he's playing poor short passes and giving the ball away. It's just really ugly. It's really you got to play not playing the way you're facing. You know, it's really struggling out there. These 2 for technique and ability on the ball. I'm really disappointed with them, and they're not going to improve. Sorry. And finally, as for Bruno, the complete opposite. Gets the ball, technique, out of his feet, slows the game up, looks for overlaps, can read where people are, does a 360 before the ball comes to him, so he can shield the ball, doesn't turn into trouble, doesn't lose the ball that often, unless he's playing progressive passing where people aren't on his page. It's like night and day out there between 2 class footballers. You got an international footballer, Bruno, who's like well rated, and you got 2 guys who struggle with the basics.
So today, for me, I'm going to be open and honest. I'm not a Scott fan at all, but I thought defensive wise and going forward, he was fantastic today, and I've got to give him credit for that. Fred, the amount of time that Villa broke, and Fred almost like the defense was there, but Fred was like almost like the last man there as well.
You're supposed to.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. If Fred wasn't there, but the thing is, if Fred wasn't there, Villa would have gone on and probably score goals. So Fred has gone, but the thing, what I'm trying to say was, Bruno Fernandes today wasn't even a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. It varies, doesn't it? It's all about opinions and what you want.
Okay, guys, 1 second. We've got a super chat. We just got to get it up there.
Big up UK Strange, man.
Big up UK Strange. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Yeah.
So thank you for bigging up me and talk as well. You got to read the message. Tosser.
Listen, you see that £5? Bring it in a jar, I'll bring it.
Pay some of his bills.
Does it go far?
Can we get in touch with a small bit of reality in regards to Bruno Fernandes? We all love the man. We all think he's a great player. But we cannot, in our good conscience, argue that he is anywhere near the player he was last season. He's not even within an arse's roar of it.
Why? Can you explain why? Why do you think that is?
Again, like you, I have my book of notes, and the only good things I've done for Bruno were those 2 passes.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can name.
So what is it? What's the difference? What do you think what you say it's a Ronaldo factor? Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a Ronaldo factor. What I'm trying to say is, it's almost like his head has dropped. But why is his head drop? Why is he performing at the level he's performing?
I think he's got players around him. Right. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think he's got players around him. If you look at Rashford today, I don't know why. We should have started on Rashford because that was a major issue.
We'll go to Rashford. We'll go to Rashford.
Decision making poor. I mean, when you've got players like that around you, how can you expect to be saying your numbers are doing well or you're performing well? Bruno, for me, is a fantastic player, first team starter, and he's clear of these guys.
Yeah, hold on. What's this one?
United are playing to the strength of their attacking players under Ollie, and even now it's not attacking enough. From Sam Spurs.
Again, it's a good one. Mr. B, you want to take that one away?
I can't agree with Sam. I don't want to agree with Sam. But the players that we've got, I'm still convinced the 4-3-3 is something that we should be looking at. Surely that should be something that we should be looking at. But for whatever, as I said, maybe he doesn't trust the midfield. I just don't understand with the players we've got why we're playing this one dead forward up front.
Actually, you raise a good point on that, and BBC did highlight this thing about the changing formations, and their opinion on it is that he's looking at his set of players and he does not believe that they can execute the system that he wants them to do.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to agree with one thing Omondi says. I don't really want to agree with Omondi, but it's about the players and playing to your strength. And I think a lot of players we will sit there and we'll defend this player, we'll defend that player. But is the player playing to their full strength for Manchester United? And what I'm looking at, my judgment of looking at all of these players at the moment, so far this season, so far this season, probably I'm going to say Ronaldo and David De Gea probably is the only two players I can look in the Man United squad and say, you know what, they've been playing well, especially David De Gea. At the moment is my player of the season so far.
And he's our fucking goalie.
There you go.
Actually, and can I offer one thing actually in regards to De Gea? As great a game as he had, one big contrast I noticed is, did you notice how quickly Martinez was making decision to come off his line?
Yes.
And
don't agree with on Monday, man. Jesus, don't do it. Just don't do it. He's not giving us a sniff today, so don't do it. He's not doing it. So yeah, go on, carry on. Sorry, Rebel.
But I just think that maybe something like that would help us get our attacks going more quickly, because he did make those vital calls. Now, I know that's not De Gea's style. He does what he does best, and he keeps ball out of our net. But it maybe does offer the question of, do we need to start thinking about that style of goalkeeper? And I have to agree with him on this one, unfortunately.
Oh, for God's sake, we all damn well agreeing with him today.
Just to add to that, I do agree. I thought Martinez was coming out and claiming
Martinez
stuff,
was good.
thinking, wow, in the 6-yard box. That's what goalkeepers got to do. And then looking up and trying to distribute the ball. We saw De Gea, for example. I used to think he was like a sweeper keeper, good distribution, can ping passes like 60 yards to feet. But he's really struggling with that compared to the standard that we got now in the Premier League. He's not really up there. And I think Dean Henderson is someone, if you look at the stats as well.
Forget Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson will not be Man United number one.
Once I'm looking at stats, when you even the Paxton Road, they did a show on him. Our city, he was saying about the same thing and really endorsing him. He does come out, he does claim things.
What about shot stopping though? What about his shot stopping?
Yes, good shot stopper as well.
No, he's not.
Give him the opportunity. Yeah, but you've got to give the guy an opportunity. He had when he was playing for Sheffield United, he had great shot stopping stats.
Yeah, but when you play for Man United, when De Gea was on his little leave,
what happened?
Like the amount of mistake he made, like shot stopping, especially. Really? I'm still going to sit down and cuss about the Liverpool game.
Draw them up.
I'll draw them up and we'll have a discussion about it. I'll have a discussion.
Little montage.
We will. Okay. So, guys, if you're watching and you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're the Man United Agenda, and this is FA Cup 3rd round, and we are in the 4th round. But, guys, quick one. Just give a brief what you guys thought of Douglas.
Before we go any further, I just want to shout out our newest member.
Big up.
Yeah, we saw you log on yesterday as a member, but the stream had finished. So
welcome. Thank you so much for that, becoming a member. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's Douglas Luiz, guys. A handful. Don't really rate him that much, but he created a few problems for us there, didn't he?
Yeah, can I start on that?
Go on.
Yeah, I think, with Douglas Luiz, he plays in a 4-3-3. He sits as sort of the anchor man. He's always in position, and he does his job, which is pinch the ball, turn it over, and pass it simple. That's what he does. So I thought he had a decent game, and he does what he does, what he's supposed to do. A bit like what Fred and McTominay is supposed to do, as in, like you said, tracking back or running or whatever. And what you guys think gives them the 9 out of 10 a man in the matches. But the Douglas Luiz just does what he's supposed to do, distributes the ball. He was at Man City. I remember he used to be on Man City's books, everything else, but he's proven he's a good Premiership player. Don't think he'll ever be an international for Brazil or get many caps. But
well, if Fred can get in, surely he can get in.
Well, there you go. That speaks volumes. But if you're asking someone to do a simple job, I think he's good at that. He gets instructions and does the job to the best of his ability, and I think he's effective for Villa.
Yeah. And so anyone else wants to contribute about him?
Yeah. I do feel though that as good as he was, we probably contributed to our own downfall in terms of his play, because I felt in the second half especially, our discipline went absolutely down the Swanee. There was absolute calamitous fouls that were not needed. There was one thing that I think was justified, and that was Luke Shaw's, because he knew what was coming behind him. But the rest of them, there was absolutely no need for them. They were sloppy. And
even
I think,
saying that though, Rebel, even the Luke Shaw one, I thought was a bit harsh, because I don't think actually Luke Shaw touched him. I think he fell over on Luke Shaw's leg.
Possibly. But, you know, I suppose he gave the opportunity. He put himself in that position that a call had to be made. But at the same time, you know, you could see what he was trying to do and why he was doing it. Whereas the Fred one didn't really need to do it. There was one for Dallo, I think, as well. Didn't really need to do it. There was a few that the discipline just fell away in the second half, I felt. And then the other big thing I want to pick up in the first half, Rashford was coming down wing, had opportunity to square ball to Mason Greenwood for 2-0, would have probably killed the game, and didn't make the call, and at the end couldn't decide whether he wanted to shoot or pass, and did nothing. We saw revenge in the second half. Greenwood again could see Rashford in miles of space, didn't square the ball. And I hate doing this, I'm going to have to pick up on Rashford again. There was a ball that came out that Rashford could, if he continued his run, got onto it, maybe got a boot to it. And I'm beginning to question, since he got his injury, has he lost some of his gumption? Is he afraid of getting hurt again? Because it did not seem that he wanted to get involved in the physicality side of the game. And I also wonder, is there a small segment of speed after coming off his game?
Yes, good call, Mr. B.
Mr. B,
go on.
The speed part of it, I don't think. I think the speed's been there. But whereas Rashford probably goals mask performances. And right now, he's not even getting the opportunity he's getting. He's not finishing his dinner. So I think it's a confidence issue, for one. It's a pressure issue for two, because let's be honest, under Ollie, he played every single game.
Yeah.
I think now these players have to earn the right to play, like they're going to earn the right to be dropped. I think there's a worry for these players. A lot of them are maybe second guessing what they should be doing. Maybe they're thinking the goal is the glory, but said was it you, Rebel, when you was just talking about the 2 assists that either of the players could have had to each other? These are stuff that they need to start eradicating from themselves, because on Monday you always saying about Man City, and I hate Man City, but you're right. If Silva is in that position and you've got somebody in the box, that ball is being squared into the box for an open goal. The mindset, they need to get away from I. Right now, we need to be playing as a team. And until these players in those positions start realizing that it's not all about having a shot and fucking missing. Sweaty the guy. Sweaty. You understand? Oh, damn, man. Come on, man. I'm going to be broke.
It's like 20 quid now.
And then Mr. B. By the way, Amy, this is the swearing jar for Mr. B.
Look how big it is.
It's full already.
It's full. It's full. Absolute full.
Yeah, listen, the thing with Rashford for me is like, I agree with Rebel. There's issues about maybe his fitness coming back. I've seen him on the treadmill drills where he's going to like 16 or the maximum speed on the treadmill, doing all that, you know. But seeing him on the pitch, for me, the major issue with Rashford for me is decision making and IQ. When you got all that pace, abundance of pace, I know he might have lost a yard, but he can still burst a man if he really wants it and times his runs. You see Bruno Fernandes, for example, timing his runs, and he's half as slow as Rashford. You know, so Rashford is about decision making, IQ. That's where he's lacking completely. Until he sort of ups his game in that area, he's going to look a terrible player. I kept saying it's my slogan for last year: running into traffic. We're going to get tracksuits out soon for Rashford. Rashford runs into traffic.
And then What was
constantly.
Mr. B's
And
one?
understand-
Rashford.
Yeah, that's mine.
I
That was
never
mine.
called
That was yours. That was yours. That was yours. Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
No, sorry,
I ain't
Mr.
calling
Sorry,
him
Mr.
that.
B. I know you
I
don't call
don't
him
care how
that.
bad he plays. I'm not calling him that.
I'm the one who brought the Rashford as well, because it disappoints me with someone who's got all the physical abilities and playing for a big club like this, his hometown club, and you're not learning on the mental side of the game. You're not improving on the mental side of the game. It's really disappointing, in my opinion. Just so we've played 2 wide guys today, stretching the pitch. Yeah, usually it's the fullbacks, but obviously that didn't work apparently. So we had to go back to the 4-2-3-1, the way we set up today. The wide men were terrible. One cross from Greenwood. That's all I recall. One cross. And they not to say they didn't have the ball. When the ball was given to them, Rashford's trying to run with it or trying to do little tricks and get eaten up every time. Greenwood does try to do the right thing, but he hasn't got the ability to sort of. He wants to do the step over and drive in, but he's not looking to cross. He's always looking to shoot or get out his feet, get a yard with step over either way and shoot the ball. He's not, So that's where we're lacking consistency. We had a shot by Luke Shaw in the half. I thought, oh my God, is that how we're going to try and score our goals? What happened to getting it down the wing and crossing it across the 6-yard box? Because if you look at the game against, a few weeks ago, we scored, was it 3-1 against Burnley? I think Bruno scored. Fred crossed the ball for Bruno, and then Rashford's crossed the ball across the 6-yard box for Ronaldo. So Bruno, Ronaldo, and Ronaldo scored a penalty. What game was that? Ronaldo scored a brace, a penalty, and a tap in, and Bruno scored a tap in against someone.
Wasn't that Newcastle?
Newcastle first game.
Yeah, Newcastle. Go look at the goals. The 2 goals were played across the 6-yard box. So build a play as a team and play the ball across the 6-yard box, tap in, as City would do. This is the easiest way to score goals. But we're relying on Luke Shaw to shoot from like 60 yards out and go, All right,
Can I offer a question then?
Because we cannot string 4 or 5 passes together. It's really bad. It's really bad.
It is
Can I offer a question then? Given that we will be doing a redo on Saturday and a slight preview of the preview show, is there an argument then to start Elanga and Sancho?
Yeah.
Wouldn't fight you for that. Guys, if you're watching, there is I think, if I'm not saying, there's 13 in the chat and we've only sitting on 21 likes. Remember to hit that like button. Amanda, would you like to take some of these comments away, please?
Yes, certainly. Just want to say hi to everyone in the comments section. It was the only game on TV, just like Wolves last week. But this time we won, so it's a different kind of energy we got here. But there's a lot of criticism, obviously. Here's one from Mark Edmund. He says, effort was good, teamwork and interplay was average. I think it's being quite kind there by saying that. Hi, Bath Time. He says, this see the comparison. So Edmund's been quite conservative, but Bath Time's going in. He said, absolutely terrible performance from Rashford and Bruno and Greenwood and Cavani again. You lot going to go after McFred, I imagine. I think that's custom.
We didn't. I would like to think that I do hate them, but as I said already, I think they were both better than Bruno. So,
okay. So, Sam's personal light said, we're not sure we're playing. We've said this one. Not sure many like to play to the strengths of attacking players under Ole, and even now it's not attacking enough. They want to see more from, because we have got a lot of talented attacking players, haven't we? But we struggle to create any chances. Mark Edmund again said McTominay is a centre half. He's not good enough to be a midfielder every week against any team. So that's what I mean about getting the ball out of his feet, playing, as a proper centre midfielder. We've seen it a couple of times against Wolves last week. He was completely outclassed by the likes of Moutinho and Neves. So maybe, centre half. And he was up against his Scottish teammate today in what's his name for Villa, who's a good, busy kind of player who's decent. What's the guy, the midfielder from Villa? Scottish.
McGinn.
Yeah, he's not.
And I thought Ramsey had a good game as well.
Good player. Yeah,
27 years old.
Steve Fletcher says, "Thank you, Amondi. I'm with you, bro. The overhyping of Donny and the assassination of Bruno. Donny was decent, but Bruno's bad. Is Donny's decent? Okay.
Yeah. So Amanda, we got this brand new in the first time I've seen the
Thierry Martin.
No, he's been in here. He's been in here.
Okay. Big up. First time I've seen a chat. Big up. Welcome.
How you doing, Thierry? Thierry says Ralph is playing defensive by choosing McFred. He is keeping to his word. When he arrived, he said that the team needs to reduce the conceded 2 goals per match. Yeah, so we were conceding every goal a match. Now we've had like 3 1-0 results and a 3-1 and a 3-1 and a defeat as well. So we have increased the clean sheets. That's 3 in 7 for our manager now. So yeah, that is an improvement. We have to take baby steps.
On Monday,
here.
this is for you, Anthony Herbert.
My seat needs oiling. It's squeaky. Unfortunately, I'm trying to call this dog. That's why I put the paper up earlier. But anyway, the dog. I don't know, when I go live, she's sitting sleeping all day. As soon as I go live, she starts getting hyped and wants to squeeze that ball.
Can I just pick up something as well that Anthony Herbert asked, just regarding my camera? I have to keep it up at the moment for stability reasons. I am working with my internet service provider to start that, but the feed would just be too broken up if I had the camera on, so that's why it's off.
Yeah. And Mark, all the way in Australia, as always, mate. Thank you, as always, tuning in. What is this? Playing... Go on, Monday, you're the comment man.
So Sam Spurs for Life, he says, play McTominay in defence alongside Varane, and I think you have something there. So yeah, you remember he played in the three in the
with
back,
Jose, innit? Yeah, but
Scotland,
also Jose played him as well.
There you go. And Matic played in centre back as well. Yeah. So yeah, these guys. Matt Mark again says he agrees with Sam Spurs for Life. Matt McTominay. McTominay could have been a great centre half. Could have been a great. Could have been a great centre. Don't know if he can change that now. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so guys, you're welcome, sir. So guys, pick your man of the match as well in the comments. So pick your man in the match. I know on Monday who Monday is going to give it to as always, so it's not a problem. And he weren't even playing today. Wasn't even playing today, but on Monday we'll give it to him anyway. But look, it's a 1-0 win. We're playing Middlesbrough in the next round. Listen, at the same time, I know we haven't performed well, and Villa seemed like they were the home team. The way they played, they controlled the midfield. And first half with us as well, it seems like we're playing far too wide. Like it looks like Rashford was so far apart, and so was Greenwood compared to the rest of the team. And I think when the ball went up and we lost the ball in midfield, there was no one else there to get back at all. And I think that was probably part of the problem. And I think second half, that's why the formation slightly changed.
I disagree. I thought that was by design. We're supposed to play, hug the touchline, give us a bit of width. Because if you notice, when there was certain, if you notice during the game, so we had the ball, a couple of times we had the ball, Rashford and Greenwood would tuck in a little bit and allow us space. This is very intelligent play, or maybe it's forced, it's drilled in the chain on the training ground. They would tuck in a little bit and allow the fullbacks a bit more space to overlap, that kind of thing. So it's about you hit the touchline sometimes, and then sometimes come inside and squeeze in, a bit like Liverpool do. Salah doesn't play hit the touchline, does he? Salah and Mane, they don't play hit the touchline. They sort of play inside the 6-yard box sometimes and just outside the penalty area, that sort of width of space. So it's good. I thought that was quite good to see from Rashford, especially Rashford coming inside sometimes, allowing Luke Shaw. I mean, what a gift that is. You're playing as an inside forward. You've got Luke Shaw, who's going to bomb down every time, but you don't bring him in. For some reason, you don't want to bring him in. You know? And that width was good. The width is really important. We need to stretch the game like that.
Quick one, guys, before we go through who is the man. There's quite a lot, and I think looks like Scott's winning at the moment. But before we carry on, first half, was it Rashford didn't pass to Greenwood, and then second half it was vice versa. Yeah. What do you think's going on there, guys? Just 30-second summary, Mr. B.
They're selfish. I said it already. Man, they want their goal bonus. If their assist bonus was more than their goal bonus, they'd be passing a player in.
Okay. Mr. B, you're a man in the match, by the way. On Monday, anything on that?
As I touched on earlier, that thing, Bruno played him in. This is what I'm saying. Bruno's the guy who said he had a bad game. Played a first time ball over the top. Read it for Rashford to get in. He was in on goal. Could have drove in goal, but his first touch, I thought he should have played it early because he looked up and saw Greenwood there, but he decided to drive again, and then that was poor. So poor decision making and too fast for his own good and lack of IQ. I mean, he could just play a nice weighted pass, but earlier in the game, he was trying to play weighted passes. They were too heavy. He hasn't got that in his locker. So it's just, and on the right wing as well, he can't do the job.
Terry, I'm sorry to say, but Mr. B must have swore about 3 times today already. Rebel.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up my learned colleague, Mr. Monday Juma, on this. I think what you're talking about in respect of the quality of the pass, that is the quality of a pass that you expect from a player that's supposed to be at his level. You always say that even having a bad game, you leave a quality player on the pitch. And I think what we saw was the glimpses of what we expect from Bruno rather than getting it for the large majority of the game, and which he pretty much failed to deliver anything other than an average performance, other than those moments of quality. But in respect of those particular instances on either half, I think there's a question of rivalry. I think there's a question of both players trying to gain their confidence by scoring, and as Mr. B said, pure and utter selfishness. But I also want to give credit to one of our men on the sideline, and I was very impressed with him. He's a new addition. He's American, Chris Armas. I think he was involved very much in the tactical decisions that happened in the second half, the introduction of Elanga and all that. I thought he's a good benefit to what we're trying to do, and maybe when we see a bit more work, some squad changes, we might actually see the painting that they're trying to put on canvas for us.
Well said, Rebel.
Well said, Rebel. Well said. So, guys, there's 12 in the chat. If you haven't yet hit that like button, please do so. We are on, at the moment, a whooping 24 likes. Can you get us up to 30 before the show ends? So, man of the match. Let's go. OMONDI, let's just start with you, really.
Very simple. It was Varane for me. Outstanding. When you say outstanding, what did he do? He done everything as a defender's supposed to do. He managed everything. That was any threat that came his way, managed it. Early in the first half, he had to run down the channel with, I think it was, who's the curly hair boy? Watkins, who's quick, direct, and just stood him up. He stood him up because one of our players, I think it was McTominay, gave the ball away, and then they were breaking on us. He stood him up, saw him away from goal, and then pinched the ball when he tried to square him up. Really good performance. Won every header. A little pinch the ball. Sometimes the ball goes over to him. He will play a pass and interception at the same time. That kind of thing. Ball comes over, both, and play it into the fullback or to the midfielder. Really, really intelligent stuff. A lot of people don't really notice this. Just goes unnoticed. A bit like with Harry Maguire. A lot of this defensive work goes unnoticed a lot of the time. This is why I have to always endorse these guys, because these are the guys that give us that stability at the back. As you said, you looked at Lindelof and said, oh my God, he was struggling a bit at the time. Look at Lindelof with that high ball where he couldn't bring it down, and Watkins nearly scored. What would Harry Maguire do with that?
Oh,
boom!
please. Please.
Anyway, Varane, easy man of the match.
Man of the match.
For a long part of the game, I had Dalot in my notebook. And then, as Battime has actually said in the comments, he picked up his yellow card and then things started to tail off a bit.
Yeah.
If he maintained consistency over the 90 minutes, it would have been very easy for me. Diego Dalot all day. But he got the goal. He did good things in the centre midfield for us. So, Scott McTominay.
Mr. B?
It's mad. I actually hear what OMONDI is saying about Varane, but if McTominay hadn't scored the goal, then we're going to extra time. So I'm going to give it to McTominay because he scored the goal.
No way.
Yeah, no, yes, I will give it to McTominay. The first half, I thought he wasn't bad in the first half. I'll be honest.
Good in the first half. He was.
I thought he was pretty good in the first half. He did the normal McTominay waist passes and his river dance pirouette. I think he did once, but I would give it to McTominay. I'm giving it to McTominay.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Scott as well. I would have given it to Dalot, but obviously, like we said, he was my man in the match. Greenwood for the first 5 minutes was my one.
Just to parody a quote from Ralph Rennick, he predicted that Scott McTominay could be a future captain of Manchester United.
Listen, let's just end this stream now.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to go out there. We are going to go through a few comments now, but I'm going to go Scott. I'm not going to give in-depth details because where's Talk? Talk should be back with us somewhere. Go on Monday.
Oh, so we're actually.
Oh, sorry. So the man of the match. So you had man of the match there. So I was going through the man of the match.
So here we go. Mark Edmonds from Australia. He can see what guys in England can't see. That Varane was 100% man of the match. Thank you for that. Enough respect. Same as Stephen Fletcher says Varane man of the match. Gives him a little high five and a clap and a prayer sign. Thank God he's with us. Just want to say hi to OS.
OS, big up. Long time no see, bro. We'll see you back soon.
Good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. I only saw the second half, but Varane was, here we go, 3 in a row. Varane was immense. If he plays like that first half, then it's Varane for man of the match for him. He did actually play like that in the first half. So
I'm really sorry, but I think Scott, there's about 3 or 4 people on here for Scott.
So here we go. Bath Time says is this has got a McTominay agenda. Turn around. So that's a no from Scott. Steve Fletcher said Scott gets love from all his coaches and Alex Ferguson. He must be ridiculous.
He did when he scored, didn't he? Ferguson was in the crowd celebrating it.
Here we go. This is an intelligent response here by Thierry Martin. He says McTominay scored the goal, but De Gea saved a couple and VAR cancelled the goals. Varane, man of the match. Here we go. Mr. B, love the shirt. Retro, back from 93. And Mark Edmond again, bath time with Vaughan. Scott will upset us next match or piss us all off next game. So, yeah, I think if we're just talking about the goal, I'm looking at contribution. I think we should rewatch the game. Look at the times he gave the ball away and Varane was there to pick up the pieces for us. So I think if anyone should be captain, I think Varane or Bruno is captain today.
Say that Luke Shaw, is it Luke Shaw and Scott? I think both of them might be out for the game. I think they
I have no problem.
Be.
That gives that. McTominay, great. I'm glad he did what he did. So I'm going to make it brief. But dear God, if actually, you know what? I know Matic is going to. I'm not going to. It's all right. Forget it. I was going to say about Donny, but Matic is going to play instead. So
yeah. 16 in the chat, guys, and we have 28 likes. Can you just hit us up to 30? Yes, sure. Yep, thought so. So, guys, we will be back here. Tomorrow's what? Tuesday, Wednesday? We'll be back here at some point this week again. Just set.
We're back on Wednesday.
We're back on Wednesday, but we will be here for the transfer morning show as well with the man himself, Rebel.
Rebel McDonald's.
Rebel McDonald's, yep. Tony Rebel, give me a...
Not Trevor, it's Rebel.
Oh, God, yeah. So,
there was some interesting stories today, including one around one of our players, Amad Diallo, linking up with Wayne Rooney. So, if you have missed the two shows this morning, make sure you do give him a watch back. There was an interesting...
29 likes, 15 in the chat. Come on, we're nearly on 30, guys.
Bruno Fernandes actually spent some time on his social media this morning rubbishing claims that Barcelona, who are currently cash-strapped, were trying to sign him. He said, have we gone to April 1st already? So make sure you do check out those two shows. Give us your comments on what you think of those rumours, and we will get back to you in the comments.
Just to add, I heard TalkMU and Mr. B discussing in the watch-along that it's a possibility we might not actually sign anybody. And that was suggested by Ralph, wasn't it, prior to the window opening? So yeah,
I don't think we will. I don't think we will sign anyone. I honestly don't think, because there's no point. Yeah, there's no point signing anyone if he's only going to be here for 6 months.
What do you mean there's no point? Bro, are you serious?
We've got the players, Mr. B. We can finish top 4 with the new Arsenal.
We'll save it for Wednesday. Because that's a whole nother headache of a show coming up, boy.
Mr. B's got a headache already. We haven't even finished this one yet. Guys, also, if you would, 17 people in the chat, and I think we nearly hit the 30 mark, 29. But if you are interested in featuring on the Man United Agenda watch along on Thursday, contact us.
On Thursday. What is this Thursday?
We are on Saturday. When are you doing the thingy? Oh, the watch along is Saturday. Apologies. Saturday. No, but we're doing the preview show on Thursday. That's why I keep getting confused.
Okay.
We're doing the preview show on Thursday. But if you are interested in featuring on the Man United Agenda on the watch along, send in your video to us and it will be on Twitter. Send it through by Twitter and we'll get you.
So what are we sending? Score predictions?
Score prediction, yes.
So why didn't you tell them that, bro? Yeah, make them act like they're coming on the show to sit down with me and talk.
Well, they can come and sit down with you and talk. I don't think that'll be a pleasant experience. You'll be swearing too much.
Triple McDonald's.
Yeah,
Treble McDonald's. The newsreader.
You know what you could do? You could have whoever lasts the longest with Mr. B swearing gets the pot of the swear jar.
Yeah.
30. We can leave.
No, we can't.
30. Mark Edmond. 30 on the likes. We're allowed to leave.
Damn you, Mark. Damn you.
Do you remember the fire effects, guys?
I need one, yeah. Oh, God. Wow. Sam, don't get us started about that one. Jesus. No, but guys, if you are interested in it, just reach out to us on Twitter and we'll get you your video onto the Watch Along show. So from us at the Money Agenda.
Speaking about swearing. I heard a couple guys on the pitch day swearing on BBC. I was watching. Did you hear that? I think it was McGinn when they had a little arms house on the touchline. They were really cussing and swearing and thing, you know. But this is like, but Mr. B, he's always, if you want to hear swear, go and watch him on the touchline when he's managing his Saturday. That is, if you want to make some money for our swear jar, that'd be full up.
No. You know what it is? It's literally calling him up when he's at work. That's all he needs. You don't need nothing else. Call him up when you're at work. Literally, within sort of like 10 seconds, there's probably about 10 swear words. It's like one every second. But guys, listen, absolutely beautiful. Thanks to every single person who has joined us today, liking and subscribing to the Money Agenda. And yes, we will be back on Wednesday, and we will be back on Thursday. And we also, remember, got Mr. B takeaway on Thursday night at 10 o'clock. So don't miss that out as well. Friday. I'm Thursday, Friday everywhere. You know what it is? It's because I had today off. That's why I'm all confused with my days at the moment.
The takeaway is doing a special on deep fried Mars bars, courtesy of TALKMU as well on Friday.
Oh, that's absolute quality. Absolutely quality. Yeah, deep fat fried Mars bar. Jesus. And you know the worst thing is, I said it to him before we actually like came off the streaming. I did say that to him about the Mars bar. So thank you all.
Sorry, can I just summarize as well? Look, we won 1-0, poor performance. But I think the manager and the coaching team, as Rebel was highlighting earlier, we got through. We got through the game. You know, we could have easily lost that. It's not the greatest of sides, not the greatest of times to be a Man United fan. You know, what we're watching out there is really pretty poor, but it's the result that matters at the end of the day. And we grinded it out and got the 1-0 result and held on. Clean sheet again. So come on, guys, let's get behind the team. And let's just try and, we've got to do so much more. You know, there's so much improvement to do.
It's 11 in the chat because Amonde keeps carry on. Should we go 35?
All right,
guys,
let's go.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, guys, for every single person who's tuned in and actually watch the show tonight. And we will be back, like we say. And from us, I'm Solo.
Amonde.
What do you say?
I said, good night, everyone. See you soon.
Oh, thank you. And then
what you said,
and
someone called the guard.
And Mr. B, as always, thank you so. Oh, what is it, Mr. B?
Yeah, free Mr. B. There you go. Look at the show. My belly's rumbling, man.
Guys, from us, have a good night.